Dear students, I welcome you all for this online classes. Myself Tabassum Nikhat, lecturer in mathematics, Pramana PU College. About the introduction of our department, let us begin the introduction with our head of the department sir, that is Sri Vishwanath sir. Sir is having a experience of more than 31 years in mathematics teaching. Next, coming to the G Venkatesh Varlu sir. Sir is also having a lot of experience. About the centum scorer in our subject, every year the students are going to secure 100 out of 100, that is more than 10 students are going to secure 100 out of 100 in our subject. So this is about the introduction of our department. Now coming to the subject, so I'll start bridge course for you people. So bridge course in the sense whatever we have studied earlier, based on that only we are going to make a recapitulation. So I'll begin with the number system. In the number system we all are familiar with the natural number, we are familiar with the whole number, we are familiar with the integers, we are familiar with the rational number, irrational number and real number. About these numbers we are familiar in our basic standards, and we also familiar with the fundamental operations on mathematics or fundamental operations of algebra we can call. So which are the fundamental operations of algebra? So beginning with addition, next will be a subtraction, third will be a multiplication, and fourth will be a division. So addition, subtraction, multiplication and division we all know that. So properties of additions also we are familiar. What are the properties of addition means? First of all, I will write here properties of addition. Which is the first property we are familiar in the addition? That is the commutative law we are familiar. Commutative law. What is commutative law? To have the commutative law, we need minimum of two numbers. Let us take the two numbers are A and B. So how the commutative law will show? A plus B is equal to B plus A. It means that, see here, A is in the first position and B is in the second position. If you add, you are going to get some number. When you interchange the position of A and B, then also if you add, you are going to get the same number. That is, A value is 2, B value is 3. If you take 3 and 2, add it both this side, you are going to get 5. So what commutative law indicates? The commutative law shows that when you change the position of any two numbers, then you add, you are going to get the same number on both sides. Next will be a second property in addition will be a associative law. What is associative law? To have the associative law, we need minimum of three numbers A, B and C. A plus of B plus C is equal to A plus B of plus C. So in the associative law, what I had did means, I had grouped two numbers in such a way that to the another side, the same number I had not grouped, I have grouped for remaining two numbers. See here, the grouping is I had did for B plus C, then I had did a grouping for A plus B. So this is about the associative law second property. Next, third property will be additive identity. Additive identity. So what is additive identity means? See, if you are having any number, let us take 10, and I am asking that you should be remained with the 10 itself, then which number you are going to add? If already you are having a 10 and I am telling that you should be remained with the 10, then which number you are going to add? You are going to add 0. Then 0 is called as a additive identity. Remember, if you are having a 10 as a number and I am asking that you should be remained with the 10 itself, then which number you are going to add? you are going to add as a 0. 10 plus 0 is equal to 10. Next will be a fourth property, additive inverse. What is additive inverse? See, if you are having a 10 and I am asking that you should be remained with 0. If you are having a number as 10 and I am asking that you should be remained with the 0, then which number you are going to add? You are going to add a opposite of this number, that is minus 10. So in general, if you are having a, then opposite of this number is known as additive inverse. If a is a number, means what is the inverse of a means? Additive inverse of a means it's a minus a. So this is about the properties of addition. Is it the same properties will satisfy for subtraction? We will check it out. Beginning with the commutative law. This is about the commutative law in case of addition. The operation was plus. A plus b is equal to b plus a. Now what I will take? A minus b is equal to b minus a I will prefer. Because we are dealing with properties of subtraction. B minus a. Is it the same? We have the cross verify. Let us take a value as 2, b value as 3. Then 2 minus 3 is equal to 3 minus 2. This is minus 1 and this side is a plus 1. Is it same? No, it's not a same. Minus 1 will not equal to plus 1. It means that the commutative law will not holds good in case of subtraction. Then remaining associative and other properties, they not satisfied with the subtraction. Now coming to the multiplication. Multiplication commutative law, we will check it out. Under the multiplication, is it commutative law holds good? A into b is equal to b into a. See, this was our main commutative law with the plus. I have changed the operations here into I have taken. Is it the satisfied both these sides? Let us take a value as 2, b value as 3, see 3 into 2, this will be 6 and this will be 6. So it means that the commutative law holds good in case of multiplication. So now if the commutative law holds good, next will be a, we will check it out with the associative law. What the associative law test? The associative law will be a plus of b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. It means now here a into, keep in mind that one and change the signs here. A into b into c is equal to a into b into c. The grouping of two numbers. I have grouped here for b into c. There was a grouping for a into b. This holds good. Next property will be, there was additive identity. It means here it will be a multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. See, if you are having a 10 and I am asking that you should be remained with the 10 itself. If you are having a 10, you should be remained with the 10 itself, then which number you are going to multiply? Obviously, you are going to multiply it as a 1. It means that additive identity value will be a 0, whereas multiplicative identity value will be a 1. 1 will be a multiplicative identity and 0 will be a additive identity. Keep in mind these values. Now fourth will be a multiplicative inverse. See, if you are having a 10 and I am asking that you should be remained with 1. If you are having a number 10 and I am asking that you should be remained with 1, then which number you are going to multiply? You are going to multiply the reciprocal of this number, that is 1 by 10. Whereas here the opposite of that number, 10 means minus 10 you are going to add, whereas in case of multiplication, reciprocal 10 means 1 by 10. If you are having 1 by 10, then you are going to multiply it as a 10. So the reciprocal of that number you are going to take. So next one more property will come in this. Next property will be distributive property of multiplication over addition. For this also we need minimum of 3 numbers. Let us take A, B and C. How the distributive property will tell? A of B plus C, multiply A inside, then you are going to get AB plus AC. This property you are already familiar, and the name of this property is distributive property of multiplication over addition. So this is all about the fundamental operations of mathematics, or else we can call fundamental operations of algebra. Next we will take some other numbers we are going to face in our higher studies. Which are those numbers I will explain in short. See, if you are having the square root of 25, what is the square root of 25? We all know that the square root of 25 is a 5. If I am giving the number as square root of minus 25, what is the square root of 25? I said the square root of 25 is 5. Then if I am telling the square root of minus 25, then in that case what will be our answer? Our answer will be minus 5. Correct? Everybody will think like that only. Minus will be a outside and the square root of 25 will be a 5. The final answer will be minus 5. But this is not correct, because you check in your calculator, this number will show the error. In any calculator you check, the square root of minus 25 will show the error. In that case, why to give this number as error? Mathematicians has decided to give this number as some imaginary concept. First of all, how to split this minus 25? Recall the chapter surds. I think surds you people have studied. If you are not studied, means I will write here. How the surds chapter was there means root AB if you are having. How to split this one? You are going to split this one as root A into root B. Similarly, this can be splitted as root 25 into root minus 1. Now, what is the square root of 25? The square root of 25 is a 5. Now again you people will tell, what is the square root of minus 1 means? We all think that the square root of minus 1 will be minus 1. But it will show again error, I said. Therefore, the mathematicians has decided the square root of minus 1 is always a I, where I is known as imaginary number. It means that if you are having any value, for example, if I am giving root minus 49, then how you are going to split this one? Root 49 into root minus 1, it's a 7i. Okay, always take root minus 1 as I. This number is known as a imaginary number. On solving the problems, we are going to face the combination of both real part as well as the imaginary part. Then what is that number we are going to call? That is, that number we are going to call as a complex number. How we are having the notation for natural number with the n, whole number with the w, integers with the z, complex numbers will also have the notation, and that number is denoted by C. And what is a complex number? It's a combination of real part plus imaginary part. So it means that C is equal to A plus IB, where A is called the real part and IB is called the imaginary part. Why it is IB is called the imaginary part means due to the presence of I, that part we are going to treat that one as a imaginary part, but whereas A and B are real numbers. How means? See, this is about generally I have taken. If I have given any specific example, A is equal to 2 plus 3I. In this, which is our real part? 2 is a real part and 3I is a imaginary part. Whereas 2 and 3, this 2 and 3, left out I, only 2 and 3. Is it 2 and 3 are real numbers? So, these are the real numbers. These type of numbers you are going to face in your higher studies. So, such numbers are called as a complex number. To have the complex number, we should have the knowledge of imaginary number. And what is imaginary number? It is always denoted by I, and it is I is equal to root minus 1. So, this is about the complex numbers, and we also familiar the identities in mathematics, that is a plus b whole square, a plus b whole cube and all those things. Please make a recapitulation in home, so that while solving the problems when we started the classes, that is this is all about bridge courses, when we started about the regular classes, that is chapter wise, we are going to face some of the formulas there. So, please recall all the identities. Next, coming to this, we all know that x plus 3 is equal to 0. What is x plus 3 is equal to 0? This equation is known as linear equation in one variable. What is it is known as? Linear equation in one variable. How to solve this one? You transfer here, you are going to get x is equal to minus 3. What x is equal to minus 3 indicates? X is equal to minus 3 indicates that it is a solution for the given equation. What it called? X is equal to minus 3 is known as solution for the given equation. It means what? See, in the equation there are two parts, one is a left hand side, another is a right hand side. So, if you take on the left hand side and substitute the whatever the value we got, if we get the right hand side, then whatever the value we got, x value, then it is said to be a solution. For verification, I will consider LHS x plus 3 and I will substitute the value of x, that is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 cancel out, which is equal to 0, that is right hand side. So, now we can call x is equal to minus 3 is a solution of that equation. This is about the linear equation in one variable I have taken. We also know that since from our 8th, 9th, 10th standard, linear equations in two variables. How the linear equations in two variables are there? See, this is known as linear equations in two variables. It means we need two equations. This togetherly two equations, what we are going to call? Yes, we know that it is known as linear equations, but togetherly what we are going to call? We are going to call that one as a system of linear equation. If more than one equation is present, we are going to call that one as a system. How to solve these problems? We know that either elimination method or substitution method or cross multiplication method. By any one method, we are going to solve the values of x and y. I will solve with the help of elimination method. See here, these two numbers are or variables are opposite in sign. Plus 5 minus y cancel, add it, it's a 2x is equal to 6, 2 1s are 2 3s are, x value will be 3. So, there are two unknown variables, we got only one, that is x value we got. So, next we have to substitute the x value, with the substitution of x value we have to get the value of y. X plus y is equal to 4. 3 plus y is equal to 4. Transfer here, y is equal to 4 minus 3, y is equal to 1. Is it whatever the x value, y value we got, this is known as solutions for that system of equation. Is it correct or not? We can cross verify. Verification. Take any one equation, x plus y is equal to 4, x value is 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Is it 4 equal to 4? Yes, it is correct. It's not necessary that you always take the first equation, you can take the second equation also. So this is all about whatever we have studied in our previous classes I had taken. So next I will take about the some other basic concept whatever we have studied, and some are the basic concept extension only we are going to face for our higher studies. As we have taken the number system up to real numbers only, we know that. But in today's class I have explained about you the real numbers. Again the number system is extended and it is a imaginary number, complex number. Like that only some other concepts we are going to study in our next class. Okay, thank you.